It was a sad sight at an abandoned house. Neighbors had heard faint cries coming from inside. When they looked through the windows, they saw that the house was completely empty. But the crying did not stop, so one of the neighbors decided to investigate further. What they found inside was something that nobody had expected. And it was not just any animal. It was a beautiful black German Shepherd puppy. The story began with a group of neighbors who had noticed odd sounds coming from an old abandoned house. The house had been empty for years, or so they thought, since its previous owner had moved away without a trace. Recently, however, they started hearing what sounded like whimpers and cries echoing from inside the vacant property. Concerned by these eerie sounds, they decided to investigate. As they approached the house, a large old building with peeling paint and overgrown vegetation, their curiosity turned into confusion. They couldn't hear anything unusual once they were outside the property. But then one neighbor peered through a grimy window and noticed a small dark shape huddled in the corner of a room. It was too big to be a kitten or a mouse. It made no sound when the neighbor knocked on the glass. After much deliberation, one neighbor, a kind-hearted woman named Martha, decided to call the local animal rescue organization. She knew she could not ignore the cries any longer and felt a sense of responsibility to act. As the hours passed, Martha grew increasingly worried about the animal's welfare. The thought of it being stuck and alone in a dilapidated house without food or water was heartbreaking. When the rescuers arrived, they, too, were puzzled. The house appeared abandoned, and there was no sign of forced entry or exit. The rescuers cautiously opened the front door and stepped inside. What they found was a scene straight out of a horror movie. Martha stood at the front door, her heart pounding in her chest. She could hear the faint cries of the animal, but still it refused to come out. The interior of the house was dark and dusty, with cobwebs hanging from the ceiling and furniture covered in sheets. The rescuer, a calm and collected man named John, motioned for Martha to stay back as he slowly made his way to the source of the sound. The puppy was extremely scared and would not come out from the corner. It was shivering uncontrollably, its tiny body shaking with fear. Despite its terror, the puppy looked up at John with pleading eyes, hoping for some comfort. Realizing how scared the animal was, John knelt down and began speaking in a soft, soothing voice. He understood that gaining the puppy's trust would take time and patience, but he was determined to try. With gentle coaxing and the promise of food and water, John slowly managed to get the puppy to move. It took several attempts, but finally the puppy hesitantly came out of its hiding spot. Once the puppy was out in the open, John could see how thin and dirty it was. Its ribs were visible under its matted black fur, and its eyes were dull and lifeless. Despite its horrible condition, the puppy's tail gave a small wag when John scratched it behind the ears. This tiny gesture of kindness seemed to give the puppy some comfort. Finally, with much effort, they managed to carry the puppy out of the house and into the waiting car. As they drove away, Martha couldn't help but shed tears of joy. She had never seen such a scared and abused animal, and felt relieved knowing it was finally safe. When they arrived at the shelter, the staff wasted no time in attending to the puppy. It was immediately given food, water, and a warm place to sleep. After some much-needed rest, the puppy's energy returned, and it began to explore its new surroundings. The shelter staff named her Hope, believing that she would soon make a full recovery and find a loving home. In the following days, hope blossomed. The shy and timid puppy that had arrived at the shelter was replaced by a playful and energetic dog. Her ordeal had left her traumatized, but with the love and care of the shelter staff, she slowly began to trust humans again. The vet determined that she was around 8 weeks old, which meant that she had been abandoned at a very young age. Despite her rough start in life, Hope was a quick learner and picked up commands easily. Her intelligence and eagerness to please made her a joy to train, and the shelter staff fell in love with her gentle nature and playful spirit. As weeks went by, adoption applications started pouring in for the beautiful black German Shepherd. Many people were interested in giving Hope a forever home, but the shelter staff wanted to make sure that she would go to a family that could give her the love and care she deserved. One day, a family of 4 came to visit the shelter. They had heard about Hope's story and were eager to meet her. When they saw her playing with the other dogs, they knew immediately that she was the one for them. The family consisted of a couple in their early 30s and their 2 children, a boy and a girl, both under the age of 10. They had experience with dogs and were prepared to give Hope the active lifestyle she needed. Upon meeting the family, Hope was immediately friendly, wagging her tail and licking their hands. The children were overjoyed and couldn't wait to tell their parents all about the dog they wanted to adopt. The parents, impressed by Hope's good behavior and loving nature, approved the adoption. The day finally arrived when Hope would meet her new family. The shelter staff organized a small meet and greet in the parking lot, and when the family arrived, Hope was the first to greet them. She jumped up and licked their faces, overjoyed to have found her forever home. The children couldn't stop hugging her, and even the shyest of them couldn't resist her charm. The family got into their car, and Hope, with her new collar and leash, proudly walked alongside them, looking back occasionally to make sure they were still there. From that moment on, Hope's life changed drastically. She went from being a scared and abandoned puppy to a loved and cherished member of a family. In her new home, Hope received all the love, care, and attention she had ever wanted. The children played with her every day, taking her to the park where she could run and socialize with other dogs. Hope blossomed, becoming a happy and confident German Shepherd. One evening, as the family sat together watching TV, Hope curled up on the sofa between the 2 children. The parents couldn't help but smile. They knew they had made the right decision when they adopted Hope. Not only had they given a loving home to a dog in need, but she had also brought immeasurable joy into their lives. Years passed, and Hope remained a faithful and loving companion to the family. She greeted them at the door every day, happy to see them. And never did she forget the horrors of her past. Life with her adoptive family was everything she had ever dreamed of. This heartwarming tale of abandonment, rescue, and love serves as a reminder of the strength and resilience of German Shepherds. These loyal and intelligent dogs could endure unimaginable hardships, but with love and care, they can transform into happy and healthy companions. Hope's story also highlights the importance of rescuing animals, especially those who have been mistreated or abandoned. With proper care and training, rescued dogs like Hope can lead happy and fulfilling lives, proving that sometimes all they need is a second chance. German Shepherd dogs are known for their intelligence, loyalty, and courage. They excel at various tasks, including police and military work, search and rescue operations, and as guide dogs. Their striking appearance, characterized by a strong, sturdy body and a thick double coat, makes them instantly recognizable. German Shepherds typically have erect ears and a bushy tail that is carried high when they are alert or excited. They come in several colors, including black, tan, sable, and white. Renowned for their trainability and versatility, German Shepherds are highly regarded as working dogs. Their eagerness to please and quick learning ability make them well suited for obedience, agility, and tracking. They are also renowned for their bravery and are often employed in law enforcement and search and rescue operations. Additionally, German Shepherds can make excellent guard dogs due to their protective instincts and alertness. However, it's important to note that their exercise and mental stimulation needs must be met to prevent boredom and destructive behavior. German Shepherds are known for their longevity, with many living 9 to 13 years. They are generally healthy dogs, but like all breeds, they are prone to certain health conditions, including hip and elbow dysplasia, as well as digestive and skin issues. Overall, German Shepherd dogs are highly intelligent, loyal, and versatile canines that excel in various roles. Their popularity as both working dogs and beloved pets is a testament to their exceptional qualities and unwavering dedication to their owners. If you enjoyed this touching story about hope, don't forget to like and subscribe to German Shepherd Diaries. Your support means a lot to us. Also, share this incredible journey of abandonment, resilience, and adoption with your friends and family. Let this heartwarming tale touch the lives of others and spread the message of hope and compassion. Thank you for being a part of our community and for sharing a piece of your day with us. We look forward to bringing you more amazing canine stories in the future.